Bob, this is the third annual Next Generation Audio Summit. In what ways would you say that the adoption of NGA has changed and accelerated since the last time you were here?
Well, I think if we look at where we've come from, particularly 2 years ago, when we were just starting these summits, and we had pretty much no NGA happening at the time. And then shortly after, BT Sport launched their live Dolby Atmos service. But since then, as we've moved through the couple of years that we've done these events, the growth of NGA has been really substantial, particularly on the immersive side. As we look more to the personalized side, it's still more experimental, but that's why it's a great reason to get everybody together at events like this.
You're going to be doing a session about personalization today at this event. Can you sort of give us a little bit of an outline of the kind of work that Dolby's been undertaking there recently?
Yeah, of course. So we've been doing a lot of work with various partners to test out what personalization means on both the production side and the delivery side, but also really about how consumers will experience that. Because one of the big challenges is really about making sure that consumers get a set of choices that make sense to them. For people who aren't audio specialists and a regular consumer who knows how to use their TV or sort of home theater system. So I'll be talking about a production experiment we did with the EBU, which was actually an industry-wide experiment alongside various other partners and providers of NGA solutions to ultimately see how we could produce and deliver a basic next-generation audio experience that included immersive audio, but also a few choices of dialogue around audio description as well as languages.
To what extent do you think that people a couple of years from now are really going to be able to customize their home audio experience in terms of the mix that they enjoy of specific content?
Well, I think for most content, the choices they will get will be fairly simple choices, starting with more languages or starting with the ability to actually have some level of control over the dialogue. One of the biggest complained about issues today is that people have different preferences for how loud a commentator is versus the crowd, for example. But as we go forward, I'm sure we'll see for certain types of content much more wider choices, starting with things like a home team announcer and an away team announcer. So you can have the Man United commentary or the Man City commentary, depending on what fan of a team you are. But ultimately, I think we'll see it go a lot further. But it will be much more content specific. So choices that align with the content that's there.
Meanwhile, we see immersive audio being applied to an ever-increasing range of sports and activities. Last time, or one of the times we spoke quite recently, you were talking about the challenges of applying it to different sports. What are the next kind of activities that are sort of on the horizon in terms of your research efforts and so on?
Yeah, so for stadium and arena sports, generally there's some formulas that work today. Of course, there's always the possibility to innovate, and as you go from one stadium to another stadium, you learn more each time. But one of the big areas we're looking at is the more track-based sports at this time, because ultimately they've always got more challenges. Also similar to some of the challenges you get in golf, where you've got these multiple points of action at any one time and very different soundscapes depending on where on the course or the track you are. So that's certainly one of the areas that we're really focusing our research on from a content creation perspective.
Rob France, thanks very much.
Thank you.